Africa, the future of the world.
As we envision the Africa we want, research and studies show that for over 1,300 years, religion has greatly influenced our motherland, Africa.
Our team is on the journey to unravel the hidden formula to the Africa we want through conducting deep and provoking interviews with faith-based and corporate thought leaders. Together,
let us change our approach to religion and use it to the advantage of developing Africa.
Africa needs you.
Do you still think that ECA is very relevant on the continent?
ECA remains as relevant as it was in 1958 as now. A lot of youth, yes, don't understand. But a lot of Ethiopians also don't know the part they played. Right, you know the flag of Ethiopia. Green, yellow, or gold, and then red. So when we got our independence, Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah was so innovative. It's a joke. He just turned the Ethiopian flag upside down, right? Rotated it 180 degrees. And what happened? You have the red up, the gold in the middle, and the green down, and then he stamped it with the black star. And that's how Ghana flag was born.
How hopeful are you about this continent?
On one hand, we have all the reasons to be hopeful because of the things I mentioned before, because we have all the potential, and there is discussion about what should be done.
Are you hopeful about Africa and the future of Africa?
I am very hopeful, but time is running out.
Is there hope? The hope is big. The hope is big. What we lack is the unity and a realization that there is great potential within us, Africa. And personally, I realize that the potential in Africa is big, especially through the church. The problem has been that in church, we have been given a road deal.
And once we can bring all these people together, then Africa will be united, because we are one body, one spirit. There's no reason why we cannot become a successful continent.
Prof, let's come to the big issue for me, and that is the issue of unemployment. Unemployment on our continent.
Yes.
Are you worried about it?
Very much.
Does it give you sleepless nights?
Yes.
And what can be done about it? Now, I'm talking to you now, not just as an economist, but also as a chancellor of Makerere. If you are worried and you can't sleep about this, what can be done about it, Prof?
This is, as you say, it gives me sleepless nights.
I know.
From my training, it's one area that has been the major indicator of the state of the economy. Unfortunately, not everyone agrees that employment, the rate of employment, and unemployment is the major indicator of how well we are doing. And yet, the simple truth is that if you are employed, it means you have a source of income. If you are not employed, you have no income. If you have no income, you have no access to the basic needs of life.
Your Excellency, we live in a continent where almost 90 to 99% of the people are religious. They either go to church or they're in the mosque. Yes. But it so happens that faith-based institutions have not become an integral part of the continental discourse. Are you concerned about this?
Well, they should be, because you see, I'm a Catholic. Now, in the Catholic faith, we believe that we should complement our faith with action to better human society. So when you go to the parish where I came from, it has been involved in the youth training, so that the youth are given industrial skills. It has been involved in giving scholarships from the lower grade to university, right, for those students coming from families which cannot afford it to take them into college. So those are actions that should be really facilitated. So would have no harm if faith-based institutions said they wanted to engage with the African Union. They would no harm. The African business, the African business in the African private sector, they approached us to say, we want to have a platform where we can engage with the African Union. And out of that came the African Business Council. So it's up to you. Organize yourselves. We shall listen to you, and we should be able to accommodate
today. And against the backdrop of the fact that we are talking about the fact that many Africans are in church, and yet the continent seems to be the only promising continent for the world now. Are you concerned? And if we're concerned, how do we address these issues?
Again, it goes back to the fact that people have not understood the Bible and God's plan and God's original intent. Again, Genesis chapter 1 says, be fruitful, multiply, subdue. If we broke down those facets into the real...
As I speak to the continent of Africa, I want to say a few things clearly here. That the continent of Africa is at its turning point. A time when everybody is saying the precious resources the world needs today, they exist in the continent of Africa, both mineral and as well as human resources. Now, if that is the picture, Africa must position itself quite urgently to make sure that if it's to tap into this opportunity, whoever is coming into this continent should find Africans ready to become joint venture business partners.
The Africa I'd want is an Africa that works together. An Africa that sees each other as brothers and sisters, as children of God. An Africa where we support each other. An Africa where we don't see someone's upward mobility as my decline. As Africa where we see someone's improvement, someone's success as our collective success.
To the young people, that this is a time for you to shine and don't take it for granted. And hard working is always need to be there. And don't settle. Continuous learning, continuous reading to grow. And the opportunities, the sky's the limit.
What I can say to the people of Africa is that to succeed in life, believe in yourself. Each one of us has the power to transform our lives. If you do not believe in yourself, nothing can happen. If you believe in yourself, it's a miracle. What seems impossible becomes possible. And engage. Acting alone does not yield results. Community yields results. So create a community of like-minded people so that together you move forward. And as Africa, that's what we did way back 1963. We created the Organization of African Unity. We transformed it into the African Union. And out of that, we are creating additional institutions like the African Continental Free Trade Area, which is going ultimately to become the African Customs Union / Common Market, and eventually African Economic Community. So community empowers. Working alone does not. So believe in yourself. The future is bright. Nothing is impossible in life. Thank you.